to Designing with Deb. I'm Deb Floros. This is my weekly show, and I'm here live on artbeads.com every Monday morning, 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. And I'm so grateful that you all join me here. This is such a great time to start the week. Great getting out and getting creative right from the get-go on a Monday morning. So I hope that you all are feeling very creative this week and are ready and raring to go. I know I am. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. So I am still feeling a little euphoric over the release of the Bead Llama DIY jewelry making kit. I hope that you guys all had an opportunity to see the shows last week and see the Bead Llama kit. There are two of them. I put them in the show today in case you're still kind of thinking about it, haven't pulled the trigger yet. It's still at an introductory price. So I'm hoping that if you haven't picked one up yet, or maybe want to pick up the other, they are available in the show and you can shop the show right here at artbeads.com/live. That's actually the best place to watch the show live. You can put some comments in. Michelle is in the background. She can say hello and share information with you guys. Hi, Michelle. Thank you for being here. Good morning, Kat. So you can chit chat with us. If you're on Facebook or YouTube, I can't see your comments live. We appreciate your watches. If you want to pop over here, come on over. Just put artbeads.com/live in your browser and you can come on over and join the party while it's live. Good morning, Gelda. Hey, Anteater Diane. Good morning. Thanks for being here. Hi, Kimberly. Hi, Jeanette. Good morning, you guys. So we can also share the love by clicking on the hearts over here. So if you guys want to give me some love, give some love to what you see today, you can click on that heart at any point in time. Hi, Linda. And you can shop the show. So as I mentioned, I've got the Bead Llama kits in the show today, and I've also got some really cool things for you today. So if you want to get ahead of things, you can pop over and click on that shopping bag. And you don't have to leave the show to do that. You can click on the shopping bag, see everything that's there. You can start dropping things in your shopping cart. If you want to wait for the descriptions, there will be shoppable links throughout the course of the show. Leah is here. Good morning. Gosh, I hope everybody had a great weekend. So I've got such a fun show. If you watched about a month ago, so we do a personal shopper show usually about once a month. And at the suggestion of one of the viewers, I did a show talking about bead shapes and types. And so if you want to go back and watch that one, it's still available. Actually, all the shows are available. You can always go back and watch on demand. So if you want to go back and watch that one, we talked about a bunch of different kinds of beads, but as you know, there are so many more. It's just endless. So today I've got another round of let's talk about bead shapes and types. And we're going to do lots of chit chat about beads. I'm going to share some beads, and most everything in the show has a fall vibe. So if you like fall, if you're getting into the fall design gig, if you want to make some fun fall earrings or bracelets or necklaces, I've got some great beads for you to work with. So I thought maybe I'd share them with you. We could go through the different shapes and types and maybe learn a little something while we're at it. Hello, Laura Q. Thank you so much. Good morning, Mary B. from Virginia. I'm feeling good vibes today too, Mary B. So I'm going to go ahead and flip the camera around. If you are watching at Facebook, you can click on the code or put the code in the comments and come over and join us over here and do some shopping. If you're watching at YouTube, you can go down to the description, click on the link, and come on over and join us. But we appreciate the watches wherever you are. Here's our bead llama. How many of you have become a llama mama or a bead llama community member? I've seen a few posts out there. I think folks are starting to open up those kits. So I hope that you'll join us. It's so much fun. So I'm going to need my bead map today because we got lots of beads to roll around on my mat. So, all right. So let's start with, I got a lot of notes for this one too. So I'm going to start with a pretty classic bead shape and type that you know of. So this is a size 11 seed bead. I'm going to dump these into a triangle tray. These are Tohos. They're size 11. Size 11 is typically the seed bead of choice for most designs. I think this is the most universal size of seed beads. Toho is a brand that we love, love, love here at artbeads.com. It is a Japanese high quality seed bead. So we've got lots of choices from them. These, excuse me, these are metallic iris brown. This is a great fall color. Now, iris is actually a finish. So iris is like an iridescent finish that makes the beads look like maybe they're a different color. So you get a little bit of like a rainbow effect with these. I don't know how well this is going to come across on the camera, but these have an amazing finish on them. So that iris finish, it can be on a shiny bead or a matte bead. And it's kind of like you get a little bit of blue and a little bit of yellow and a little bit of green, but iris can be on a different color bead, which then gives you a different set of colors that go along with it. Oh my gosh, Carolyn got her kit on Saturday. Yay! I'm so glad you joined us, Carolyn. So this is the iris brown, metallic brown. And this is one of my favorite kinds of finishes. I love to mix iris finishes together, but also to jazz up another design with iris. This is great for fall. This is a wonderful bead. And size 11 seed beads, as I said, are probably the most typically used seed bead size. So that's probably not a surprise to any of you, but just know that if you haven't worked with seed beads, this works in all of your seed beading work, but also works as a spacer in stringing and wire work and all of that. Oh my gosh, Anteater Diane says, I got mine on Saturday too, Llama Mama. And Laura, whoopee, that's great. So I'm glad you guys are excited about it. I did see Anteater Diane posted some designs that she made out on the Serious Art Beaters Facebook group. So if you haven't joined us there, go over and check that out. So this is also a Toho round seed bead. This is a size 6, and it also has an iris finish to it. Maybe we can see this iris finish a little bit better on these. Oops. Those guys got stuck in there because there are lots of them in there. So this is a larger, sometimes people maybe get even a little more nervous about larger seed beads if they're not a seed beater. But let me tell you, size 6 is a 4x3 millimeter bead, and you can just treat this like any other bead that you might work with. They are round. They have a bit of a flat edge to them, so they maybe even kind of go into the rondelle shape. But this is that same metallic iris brown. So this goes really well with the size 11s I just showed you. But don't be afraid to grab yourself some 6s for stringing work. So I find that you get a ton of these beads in this little bead vial, and you can use these for so many things. So I suggest if you haven't tried 6Os, that you pop them into your cart and use them for some of your stringing designs. Don't miss the opportunity because you do get a ton of them, and sometimes more than what you might get in a strand. So you've got lots of beading opportunities with a size 6 round seed bead. So I kind of say they dabble in seed beads, but they also dabble as regular beads for your design work. Now let's talk about checkmates. So if you've been with us at artbeads.com for some time, you've probably seen a lot of checkmates. Checkmates are a collection of beads that are created to really kind of work together and be the foundation and special accent for designs. Now they are typically, and I'm leaving these on the strand so you can see, they're typically 2-hole, 3-hole, and there are even some 4-hole checkmates. And they come in different finishes, different colors, different sizes, so many fun shapes. I've got a bunch of them in the show today, and I thought I would introduce you to checkmates and share some of the info on these beautiful beads. Now, these are what they call a tile shape, and I'm grabbing my notes. They're square. And if you see, they would make a fun ring. They would go well in a bracelet. And I've seen these beads mixed with so many other things. So often you'll see them in intricate seed bead designs, but you can use these for so many things. You can string them on regular stringing beading wire. And these are absolutely a beautiful pick for fall beads. So these are matte iris brown. So this has an iris finish on it as well. So similar to the beads that we just talked about, we've got an iris finish in matte here, which is a little bit different, but you can see the bead as it moves kind of changes color. And this again is such a great color for fall. You could just string them up like this on a couple of strands of beading wire, maybe put some seed beads in between. You've got a really cool bracelet. So that's a checkmate, and that's a checkmate tile bead, and those are 6mm. Now I'm going to show you something real. These are really cool, and I love this color for fall as well. This is like one of my fall jams. I love this color. So these are also checkmates, and they are a cool cabochon. Now, that doesn't mean that they don't have holes, because in this case, they do. They've got 2 holes. So you can string through 2 strands of 1G or beading wire or even craft wire. They have a flat back, and they've got a domed top, and they're cabochons because they've got that flat back. So a lot of folks use these in bead embroidery. They can be used in seed bead projects. They can be used in stringing projects. I like them in a stringing project because they sit nice and close, flat to the wrist. So if you've got other flatter beads or smaller beads, these sit nicely along your wrist, and they can just add a little bit of interesting shape to any design. These are also checkmates, and they are 7mm, and I think they kind of look like a little button. They have a little bit of a button effect. This particular color is metallic bronze copper, and they're matte, and this color is just so perfect for fall. I can just see these mixed with some of those iris browns beautiful beads, and checkmates really are intended to kind of work together. So you could create a design where you've got some of the tiles, and because these are both 2-hole beads, you could work the tiles and these cabochon beads together nicely. And we've got some other checkmates in the show, so you can see that maybe combining some of these would be really fun to do. So that's your checkmate cabochon, super fun to work with. I'm crazy about those, and I'm thinking up kind of a project I might do with those. All right, what's next on my list here? So next I've got, let's see, did I already talk about those? Let's see, I've got a fun, interesting little twist to our show today, just to give you some ideas. So my next pick for a bead shape and type is this beautiful prestige Austrian crystal. So this is absolutely a spectacular drop. It is 16 millimeters. So this can be used as a lovely pendant on a necklace. You could just do it solo, or you could do multiples in a necklace. So this is just really, really a beautiful piece. It's nice and faceted, and this color is golden topaz. Now, Prestige has a lot of other crystals, and there are lots of beads in this same golden topaz color, or other fall colors go beautifully with this. Now, what I thought I would show you is this bead has a really nice hole. So Prestige gives you a really easy hole to work with so that you can do lots of things with this. You can wire wrap it, but you can also put it onto a bail. And I know this isn't a bead, but I thought I would show you this as well. This is a great bail to work with for fall. So this is a JBB gold-plated pewter leaf pinch bail. And it's a pinch bail because you can pinch it closed. You see those little pegs sticking out. That can go around your bead. So you'll want to put that up close to, put that up close to your bead hole, and then press that bail on. And look at this beautiful fall leaf with this topaz bead pendant. So beautiful. All you need to do now is string this onto beading wire or a piece of leather, something really fun for fall. And frankly, I like to do leaf charms and leaf things all year round. This beautiful gold is gorgeous with this topaz bead. So pick up some fun fall things. This is just absolutely a fun combination. I love this together. So I'm actually going to set that off to the side because I want to keep an eye on that and look at it. Have it inspire me as we go along. So let's see what's next on my list. Let's see. I've got some, oh, these are cool. So these are also in the Checkmates family. Now, you may have seen me work with some beads with this kind of finish on it before, and in this color family. Susie says things with a nature theme. Yes, yes, yes. Julie says pretty. Thank you. So this is a like pure love of fall colorway. So, Eric's saying, I wasn't paying attention. Are you asking us if we have a certain type of glue? So answering a question. Sorry about that. Hi, Eric. And you don't have to use glue with these bails if that was part of the question. So this is a absolutely 100% fall inspiring colorway. I've used different shape beads in this colorway. This is called metallic bronze iris in matte. They are checkmates. They are 2-hole checkmates, and they go really beautifully with tile beads, or they go with seed beads, and they are just a little bar. So it's called a bar bead, and you can see it's just a little flat bar, but it's got curved edges. So 2 holes with curves, and this iris finish, they have amazing fall color vibes. I actually did up, I thought I would show you this. I didn't put ear wires on these yet, but I actually just wire wrapped a bunch of these with some 11O seed beads. And I thought these were super cool, showing you that you don't have to do seed beading necessarily, but you can do some wire wrapping with some thin gauge wire. I think I used 24 gauge wire, and I just created these little cute bar bead earrings. Thanks, Julie. So I think this looks like a pile of faded leaves that are on the ground, all different shades and colors. These are just some of the most inspiring beads for me. I absolutely love this colorway for fall. So this is a fun one for fall, and I love these bar beads. They're just really interesting and fun, and you can combine them with other things. They're 6x2 millimeter, so they're fairly small, but you can combine them with other 2-hole beads, and they look really cool. So I love those. That's one of my favorites for the show. And this next one is not going to be a surprise for too many folks. I don't think in the first show that I did about bead shapes and types, we talked about these, but you guys know I love 15O seed beads, and I love them for spacers in my stringing designs. And these are also Toho. They are a 15O round, and this is like the perfect fall color. And you can carry this dark bronze, which is the color, into so many of your designs in the winter time as well. So these tiny little beads are such powerhouse beads for any kind of embroidery design that you might do, any seed bead project, but also for those stringing designs. So, which one? Susie's saying, are the beads 1 or 2 hole? The bar beads that I just showed were 2-hole beads. The 15Os are 1-hole beads. They are actually round seed beads. So these are excellent for just about anything. This color is divine. Just so beautiful. I love bronze with this topaz color. So if you were going to cook up a design, you could use this lovely pendant with the bail, the gold bail, and you could add your bronze seed beads as your spacers. These are gorgeous, gorgeous seed beads. And I think I've converted a few people to using 15Os for their stringing designs as spacers. I know they're tiny, guys. They really are, but they are so worth it. Just that extra dimension that they create. Toho makes a beautiful, nice quality seed bead. So I try not to pick one that is, not a good quality. Toho is just one of the best. So I love those. All right, I've got another Checkmate, and this is another tile, but I wanted to show you this one because it is such a beautiful color for fall as well. This gold. It is absolutely gorgeous. It looks like it could be metal. So these are a matte finish, metallic flax, and these are just a gorgeous 2-hole bead. So here's what the holes look like. These are still on the strand, But look at, if you just literally strung these onto some thread or beading wire, you could have the coolest gold bracelet. People might even say, hey, how did you get that beautiful gold bracelet? I mean, these are gorgeous. And you see they are flat, so they just sit nicely on the wrist. You could use these in the same way I used these little bar beads in an earring design. You could put seed beads in between them. You could use these with bar beads. So if I grab my bar beads again, and this bar bead mix, this incredible iris finish bar bead looks so cool. The color variation with the gold. So you could intersperse those in between these. So two hole, some color, some pure gold. Wow, just stunning beads. So if you haven't tried a tile, don't be afraid to try them. They're super interesting, and these are just gorgeous in this beautiful gold color. We looked at one other here. I'll show you the comparison. Look at these different finishes on these. So these have that iris finish, and these are just a matte gold, and same size bead, very different, very cool. And there are lots of other options for you to pick from. So if you like those and you don't necessarily like these colors, well, there are plenty of others for you. All right, this is something maybe you guys may be a little bit more familiar with. These have been very popular in the last year or so. These are not tile, but Tila beads. And these are made by Miyuki, and they are 5mm opaque matte honey mustard, an amazing fall color. I love this color with all of my heart. And they are also squares. They're a little bit smaller than a tile bead, and they're also a little bit thinner. You may have seen the Tila bracelets that everyone was working on. So these could be used with a nice thin stretch cord. They also make these in a half size. So very similar. I don't have them in the show, but very similar to a bar bead. They're kind of about that size, but more flat, more square than the tiles. I'll show you the comparison to the tile itself. So here's our gold tile. You can see they're a little bit smaller, a little bit thinner in scale. So here's our, let me get this held to the side. And you've got just a little bit of a chunkier bead in the tile. The Tilas are a little bit thinner, and they are a little bit sharper edges than a tile bead. And they do have the 2 holes, and these come in a cajillion colors as well. These are so super popular. So I fell in love with this color. I just had to put them in the show today because I thought you might be interested in these for your fall designs. If you haven't tried Tilas, they are super fun to work with. So are the tiles. You could maybe even try to put them together. These are a little bit smaller, but I can see adding some seed beads to the mix, and you might have a really fun, interesting bracelet or earring design with the combination of those two. So I'm crazy about the Tilas. Those are my favorite color of all the Tilas I've seen out there. They're really great for fall. All right, so this next one I'm also really crazy about. It's one of my new favorite beads. This is a Demi round, and we used these in a project a few weeks back. These are also an iris. So these are an olivine iris. Now, this may not seem that fall to you, but I actually think this color is very fall and can carry you into winter as well. So they have that iris finish, and on this color of a bead, you get like some pinks and some yellows and some really cool iridescence coming off of these. These are a size 11 demi round. And when we talk demi rounds, what we mean is they are kind of a half size of an 11-0. So they're a little bit shorter than an 11-0, and they're a little bit flatter. So you can get these into spaces maybe that you wouldn't have otherwise fit a regular round 11-0 seed bead. I'll show you the comparison in a second, but we put these in an earring design I made a few weeks back. So we did these little bugle bead earrings, and these little silver beads throughout both of the designs are demi rounds. And I think they worked nicely here because I could fit them in between the drops without crowding the drop beads. So I really like these for certain projects. They make great spacers, just like a regular 11-0, but they're a little bit thinner, so they have a little bit more of a subtlety to them. So let me see if I can get out another, a regular 11. So we looked at these rounds earlier. And these actually have an iris finish also. So let me see if I can get you a nice comparison shot of these beads. So first of all, ooh, come on, little guys. So first of all, you can see that one looks like it has a little flatter of a surface, which it most certainly does. And they both have a nice size hole for all kinds of projects. The regular 11-0 is a little chunky, and then that demi round is a little bit flatter. So that's the difference. But I really hadn't worked a lot with demi rounds, and now I'm crazy about them. I'm looking for all kinds of ways to integrate these into a project. And these in the olivine are so gorgeous. Metallic iris olivine compared to these metallic iris browns. You could actually combine them if you want to get a little adventurous. But these are super fun beads to work with. So I'm crazy about the demi rounds. I think I've seen Becky use these in some projects. Maybe even one that was done in the not so distant past, maybe in like the last month or so. I think she also used them. So they come in handy for all kinds of seed beading projects and other kinds of projects. All right, are you ready for this? These are really neat. Now, I have never used these, but I'm super intrigued. These are also Checkmates, and they are beam beads, and they are a 3-hole bar bead, basically. So we looked at those bar beads a little while ago that were 2-hole, and these are a 3-hole, and they are a flat little bar or beam, and they have curvy edges to them. So they're very rounded edge, and they can be considered as a little bit of like a spacer or a separator. So you could take these, I know this is a little hard to see here, but you could take these, line them up, and put like a series of seed beads in between. And these act as like spacer bars and keeping your 2, or in this case, your 3 strands of beads sort of in line and straightened out. And this is a gorgeous color, again, for fall. This is metallic flax. And I'll show you, this is just similar to our tile. And these are 2, but these are 3. And they are 10 millimeters. So these are a little bit bigger, but if you want to give yourself a challenge, pick these up because they're so interesting and such a beautiful bead. I'm going to try and challenge myself to do something with these 3-hole beads. Probably just try and make a 3-hole bracelet, but I maybe could even do something like this. And I'm not sure exactly how I would do it, but I think I've got a thought that might work. So, interesting beads, and I thought I would introduce you to them so you can see if you are interested in trying those out. Oh, Laura, thank you so much. I hope this is interesting and maybe inspire you guys to try some new things, try some different beads to work with. Okay, so let's see where I am in my notes. Okay. Next, I want to talk about rondelles. So I've got some gemstones here. So these are from Dakota stones. I love working with Dakota stones, and these are impression jasper. And I love this impression jasper because it is varied colors. So every strand is going to be a little bit different and give you some interesting beads to work with. There's blues and browns and tans and cream colors. I think this is a great gemstone to work with for the fall because it does throw in that little bit of blue. And I think sometimes the blue sky in fall is incredible. Julie says, yikes, 3. Yeah, I know. It's a little intimidating, but I'm interested. I'm curious. These are 4mm rondelles, and I'm actually going to open up this strand. I'm going to cut open my strand. I want to show you a little bit closer up the rondelle shape. So rondelles are what I like to say, like they're like a round bead that we cut off the two ends of it, or we cut off 2 parts of it. And so it's got a very rounded shape, but it's flat on either side where you string them on. And I see people sort of misname these. So I think I've even seen it in the description of this particular bead. They are in this description, they show up as roundel. And I think some folks use that term, but rondelle is what this shape actually is. RONDELLE is the shape, but I think some folks use the term roundel. I think because they do look round, but this is such a fun shape. I use this shape almost as often as I use a round bead. It's great for any kind of design, bracelets, earrings, necklaces. And these are a nice 4mm. So they have lots of flexibility for bracelets, earrings. They're not too big. They're not too tiny. And look at all that color variation. They are so delicious. And putting some of our fall toned seed beads, I shouldn't have put this one back in the bag. With these bronzy seed beads, wow. This would just take these 2 beads, string up a bracelet. You've got a really great fall bracelet. So I'm kind of in love with these impression jasper beads. Tons of color variation. They look like fall. So, yeah, Laura says like a donut shape. Now I'm hungry. Definitely a little bit donut-ish. Rondelles do have a little bit of a donut effect. I love that. I haven't eaten breakfast yet, so maybe I'll go get myself a donut. Okay, this is also like a little bit off the beaten path for fall. But let me see. I got my notes on this one. Where's my note on this one? These are Prestige again, and they are 6mm and aquamarine. I know aquamarine is not necessarily a fall color, but I think thinking about the fall sky, you put them with some of these other beads, with some of our gold beads. These are super interesting. These are single hole beads. They are square, they are faceted, and this color is like the fall sky. So a bright, clear sky in fall after the rain. Gorgeous, gorgeous beads. So these are 6mm and they're a flat bead, but they have a little bit of faceting. So they kind of feel like they're raised a little bit because of that faceting. So blue and bronze. Yes, Julie, blue and bronze. Where are those seed beads? I've got like stuff all over the place here. So these together, divine. And even these with our impression jasper would look really beautiful. So these are something to just kind of accent a bracelet, or you could get these and make a whole bracelet of these. They are so lovely, beautiful, sparkly, pretty. And here's another bead that might go with them nicely. These are faceted rondelles. And this is from John Bead. So John Bead has the Crystal Lane DIY, and Art Beads has a few of these John Bead's products from in the Crystal Lane line. And these are tiny rondelles with lots of sparkle and an AB finish on them. And look at this color for fall. So with our beautiful matte beads, add a little bit of sparkle in. These actually would work nicely in between these two hole beads. So you could do 2 strands and add in those beautiful sparkle beads with the matte beads. Super fun, super pretty. Look at the sparkle as just a bracelet all by itself. Lots of AB finish, super pretty. Anteater Diane says, ooh, like those. Hi, Dawn from Washington. I didn't see you sneak in there. And turquoise skies, Susie says, yes. Fall has beautiful skies, just like the other seasons, but it always seems a little bit different. So try out some Crystal Lane. They are really pretty beads. And if I go back and find my little aquamarine colored beads, look at these together. Wow. Those are a beautiful combination of beads. All right, let's see a few more, guys. So I introduced you to Demi rounds. Demi rounds come in other sizes, believe it or not. So we had some 11-0 Demi rounds. These are 8-0 Demi rounds. So if you want a little bit of a bigger spacer or a little bit bigger, Demi round for your seed beading project, look at that, such a nice size. These are also in the olivine color. So we looked at the olivine metallic iris in the 11-0s. These are the 8-0s. And you could actually stack these. So stack the 11-0s with the 8-0s, and you could create an interesting little dimension for your design. And these just look really cool as, a little spacer. You could use these in bead embroidery as well. And they look like a couple of eyes. Super, super fun. Julie says, I will try 2 holes soon. 2 holes are fun, Julie. Anteater Diane says, thanks for the advice, Diane. So these are our 8-0s, and here's our 11-0s. Look at them together. And same exact colorway, same exact finish. That iris finish makes these look so many different colors. You get lots of color variation. And there's so many things you can put in between these, including our pretty little rondelles, that would look really good because these also have a little bit of a yellow to them when you start playing around with them. Now this is going to stretch my early morning vocabulary a little bit. These are also Dakota stones, and these are sunset demorderite. You guys, you can read the description. It's a long name. And why I wanted to share these with you is that they are large hole beads. So I'm going to cut open this strand. So these are rondelles because they have that sort of round shape that's been cut off. And these have faceted edges. Our little yellow beads that we just saw also have faceted edges. They would look pretty with these. But large hole beads are great for a lot of different applications. So maybe you want to put beads on leather, or maybe you want to use beads with a macrame cord that's not that micro macrame cord, so more of a sort of normal size hemp cord. And the large hole is going to allow you to do that. These holes are 2.5 millimeter holes. So they're going to go on cording and things that you maybe wouldn't normally get a regular size bead onto. So if oh gosh, do I even have a normal size bead? I can show you another one of the impression jasper beads. Give me one sec. So I know this is a much smaller bead, but look at sort of a normal size bead hole compared to that one. Very significant difference. So this is going to go on stringing wire and thread and micro macrame cording, but this guy is never going to fit on a like 1.5, 2 millimeter leather or onto hemp cord. This is your ticket. And these beautiful blue beads, not necessarily associated with fall, but denim is what I love to wear in the fall. And this is all like, look at it, looks like denim in a bead. So super cool. These are excellent quality large hole beads. Dakota Stones offers a number of them. You can pick up a number of different ones here at artbeads.com. So these are lovely. I absolutely love them. I can see these on a gorgeous leather cord bracelet that maybe is knotted. Hi, Tina. Thank you for joining. She's running a little late today, but you can watch the beginning on replay, Tina. Okay, I've got a few more here. I think I've got 2 more Checkmates to introduce you to. These are in an amazing color that I absolutely love. And these are Checkmate triangles. Look at these. These are so much fun. So these are a 6 millimeter bead, 2 hole, like the other, some of the other Checkmates we looked at. This color is metallic russet orange. If this doesn't scream fall, I don't know what does. If you want to stretch yourself and do some really cool 2-hole bead projects for fall, this is one I would challenge you to try because these actually look really cool next to each other. I kind of think they look like scales. So if you see them sort of side by side, so the holes are along one side of the triangle, but the beads can stick up. And if you put them with beads, if you string them with beads in between, they kind of have a little bit of a scale effect. And I've seen people use these in designs where maybe they want to do like a snake or a dragon, and these little guys stick up. And you could do a cool fall dragon with scales, and just use some stringing wire to go through those, put some seed beads in between. If you go back to our dark bronze, look at the bronze. Ah, I love the bronze with these. Fins of a sea monster. Michelle, 100%. I love that idea. Oh my gosh, these are just so fun, so pretty. The color is amazing for fall, and you get so many of them. And I wonder if anybody on the Art Beads team has done a project with these. We'll have to go take a look and see if someone has done a project with them. They are 6mm, again, super fun, and you can mix them with other Checkmates. They are mates, Checkmates, and Czech because they're from the Czech Republic, in case I didn't say that before, and that was not obvious. All right, I'm going to show you, this is also a fall sky color. This is a fire polish bead in Color Trends, and this is a saturated metallic lapis blue. And not necessarily traditional fall tone, but when you mix this with bronze, you mix this with russet orange. Wow, this is a really cool bead. I think we looked at a few of these fire polish beads in the first Let's Talk About Bead Shapes and Types show. But I wanted to show you these in this matte finish because this finish just makes them look magical and luminous and absolutely beautiful. So I'm thinking, you attach this, as a bracelet, but just, put in some fall tones, some fall metallics, some of that bronze, some gold. I like this color with this blue as well. So that matte gold, super fun, beautiful blue color. So I thought we would look at least one fire polish bead for today. You can't really go too far on the Art Beads website without bumping into a fire polish bead. We have so many of them. Here's another fun bead. These are Raven's Journey, and this is the Raven's Journey version of a seed bead. Now, I didn't necessarily think seed bead when I saw these, but this is the Raven's Journey version, and they have like a bit of a table cut to them. I'm actually going to open up this strand so I can show you how these look. So they look like a seed bead, like a 6-0 seed bead, and they have almost like a little bit of a table cut on them. So you've got some metallic, like a purple tone along the edges, and then you've got this really cool blue popping out, and those little blue sections are like a flat surface. So they're a little bit like a table cut bead, but in a seed bead, which you could use these in seed beading work, but you could string these on just as, smaller beads in your design. And Raven's Journey has amazing Czech glass. Their colors and finishes and all of that are so incredible. And any chance I get to use Raven's Journey, I jump on. And these are going to be used. They are so incredibly beautiful. And again, these have like a purpley fall color and that fall blue sky. Made me think of these when I put all these together with my other fall picks here. So these Raven's Journey beads are spectacular. I'm crazy about them. And it's just an interesting, fun shape. If you haven't tried them out, they'll be really cool for some fun designs. All right, here's a really fun shape of Checkmates. I actually got a chance to play with these once or twice in this last year. These are a crescent shape. So these are, let me find the packaging, crescent shape. They are 10 by 3 millimeter. And this color is so absolutely cool. It's like an iridescent matte maple. And they have a crescent shape. So they look like a little bit of a moon, and they are 2-hole. So when you put these together, there's all kinds of fun things that they can do when they're up against each other. I'll show you one design I created using these crescent beads and some seed beads. I put them into a little beaded bead, put seed beads in between, and then I stacked the 2 beaded beads on top of each other for a fun little beaded bead earring. These beads, these little beaded beads are fun to make, and with this shape, you get something really interesting and unique. And if you want to try out this shape, this is such a great fall color. So you could take these, put them again with that bronze. You could use a gold. You could use a copper. Copper would be absolutely beautiful. So this is a fun shape. And checkmates, again, go with other checkmates. So other 2-hole beads. Think about maybe matching them up with these. Super interesting, super fun shape. I'm crazy about these. I think I need to make some more of those beaded beads with this color for fall. That bright pink I would wear anytime, but I'm thinking this is a great fall color. Great fall version of these earrings is what I need to make. So I love those. Those are interesting. Those are fun. Okay, 2 more beads, you guys. 2 more beads. These are also checkmates, and these are lentils, 2-hole lentils. And I thought this colorway looked really nice with our Demi rounds that we had. And I'll cut these so we can get a look at these as well. So these are a Tanzanite Celsian. So they've got some purple and they've got some blue, and they have amazing AB finish on them. And they're in the shape of a lentil bean, which is why they're called lentils. And they also kind of have a little piggy nose effect to them. That's how I think of them. They aren't piggy beads, but that's one of the ways that I think about them, because they do kind of look like a little piggy nose. They're so cool. And in this case, you see they're like a 2-sided. So when you put these in your designs, you get all kinds of interesting, you know, shine and sparkle, and that iridescent finish looks so super cool. So these look great in fall. They look great in winter designs. They have just a really fun, just a fun vibe to them. So, yeah, they're great. They're fun. So, all right, let me find another, I gotta find another tray to put those in since I took them off of their strand. All right, one more bead, you guys, and these are also Raven's Journey. These are in my favorite fall colorway, and that's this amazing rainbow mix matte. OMG. These are absolutely spectacular. These are melon style. Oops, sorry about that. Melon style with kind of the melon shape, but they are drops. They're teardrop shapes. So they're like a teardrop melon. And these are, to me, just like the most incredible shades of fall. Like all the leaves that have been in the gutter, picking up some interesting things from the environment and changing colors and waiting to be scooped up and cleaned up, but in a beautiful, gorgeous bead. I know that doesn't sound very appealing, but these are beautiful, and they are Raven's Journey. So they are a beautiful, high quality Czech, and they are just the most amazing shades. Let me see if I can get one of each shade in the shot here. And actually there's an orange over on this strand. So these strands vary in terms of the colors, but look at these incredible colors and shades. And these are 13 by 8 millimeters. So these, if you want to get some spacers into the mix, you can grab some demi rounds. These olivine demi rounds would look really cool with these beads. And you could even pull in some of these crystal lanes. Ooh, look at the combination of the matte and the AB finish crystals. So cool. You could even bring in some blue to the mix. So much fun. So, oh, and we could even take our pendant and throw that onto a strand of these gorgeous, they're gorgeous. So, Laura says, please explain 13 by 8. So, 13 in the length of the bead, 8 around. So that's the sizing of this particular bead. And you can, because they're like an unusual shape, they're not 8 millimeter all the way around in the on the whole bead, but around the largest end of the bead. And the same would be, if it was 4 by 10, I don't know where you got that dimension from, but when you have the dimensions like that, it's length and width typically for the bead. So these are so cool, so much fun. Don't miss out on these gorgeous Raven's Journey drops. They are so beautiful. Okay, that's everything. And we are just at about an hour. I'm going to flip back around. Hi guys. Woo, that's a lot of beads. So I hope that maybe I've inspired you with some new shapes, maybe some pretty pendants, maybe just to try something new, stretch yourself in the design space, pick up some fun fall colors, really beautiful things. This is just like another scratching the surface of bead shapes and types. So if you guys like this show format for the shopper show, I'm happy to do a number 3, and we can look at some different beads and shapes. And if you want me to make some projects with some of the the shapes that we looked at, we can certainly see what we can do about that. These are the crescent beaded bead earrings. I see someone asking, what's the crescent project? This is using the crescent beads and some seed beads for a really fun beaded bead earring. So we could make some of those at some point. Tina says, could you maybe do a tutorial of the crescent beads? Yeah. So I can take those very maple ones. What did I do with them? They're somewhere here. Oh, I don't know. I could take those maple ones and we can add a darker color seed bead and make beaded beads and make them into an earring. I think that would be really fun. So I'll put that on the schedule. We can do something before, maybe even before the end of the year. And you guys can stretch yourself to try something new, try some 2-hole beads, try some demi rounds, try some Raven's Journey beads. There's so many beads out there. So many beads, so little time. So guys, just a few more things. If you are watching the show on, let's see, October 21st, there is a fall cyber sale going on through the end of tonight. 50% off, up to 50% off of store-wide beads, chain, charms, you name it, store-wide, up to 50% off. So go and find your treasures, find some new beads to work with, some new shapes, some new types of beads. Don't miss out on that. Please join us at the Serious Art Beaders Facebook. Don't forget to check out the Bead Llama community and the Bead Llama Ultimate Jewelry Making Kit. We've got so much fun coming with that. Thank you for watching today. Don't miss out on any of the other shows this week. The designers have some really great things planned for you, and you can always watch the shows on replay. So come back to artbeads.com and watch as many of them as you like. And I'll see you again next Monday. I have something really fun for you next week as well. Have a wonderful week, you guys. Go make something. We'll see you soon.